government was criticised by the fishing community after the announcement of the Brexit transition period in March, which effectively keeps Britain under the control of the Common Fisheries Policy until the end of 2020. Scottish Fishermen's Federation CEO, Bertie Armstrong, warned the UK the European Union will try to keep Britain under the control of the CFP even after that. British fishermen have widely been critical of the CFP, which has been blamed for the decimation of the national industry and for having unfair quotas. Speaking exclusively to Express.co.uk, Mr. Armstrong said, "The transition period is now signed, it's done. Our focus now is making absolutely sure that anything temporary in the implementation period doesn't turn permanent." Express. Getty. Brexit news. UK fishermen warn EU will try to keep Britain in effective CFP. We were well warned by another independent coastal state, Norway, to be very careful what you accept on a temporary basis because every effort will be made to turn it permanent. There must be nothing signed, sealed or delivered during the implementation period that runs beyond that implementation period. We need to be a fully independent coastal state looking after and taking advantage of our most excellent natural resources in our own waters. That is the red line. There can be no trading away of the means of change. Under normal international law, for us to become a normal international state, harvesting, if you like, what grows on our own farm, we need to be a fully independent coastal state. Scottish Fishermen's Federation CEO, Bertie Armstrong. Mr. Armstrong warned 6 or 6 EU nations will pressure the EU to try to extend Britain's effective role in the CFP even longer than 2020. He said, "The 5 or 6 European nations that are concerned with fishing in our farm will make every effort to run the status quo beyond 2020. They will do everything in their power. We know that that is what we would do in their circumstance. But it cannot be allowed to happen because of the great distortion. It doesn't make sense. What sort of coastal state, with a wonderful innate asset, with a wonderful set of seafood resources, for which there are responsibilities as well as opportunities, would proceed to do something which continues to give that away? It must not happen, most especially in exchange for markets. Markets are temporary, markets can change. There are 200 countries in the world. Most of them are outside the EU and most of them are doing fine. We would like to be selling fish to them. The European Union's Common Fisheries Policy currently grants foreign fleets fishing rights in UK waters. Vessels from the continent are allowed to operate between 12 and 200 nautical miles off the UK's coastline, providing they stick to quotas set by Brussels. Prime Minister Theresa May has claimed the UK will become an independent coastal state post-Brexit.